You guys back?
I are back. I was back pretty quick.
So we got to toughen up a little bit here because I see these guys go for like 6-7 hours at a clip, and we're not taking like trailer breaks. I guess some of them do, but
maybe maybe they're pissing in the gallon jugs, like
some of them definitely are. I'm not going to do that, but
trucker style, just throw it out the window, I had meant maybe watching this teaser trailer from Indiana Jones 5.
There isn't a teaser trailer for Indiana Jones 5, is there?
There's one on YouTube with Screen Culture Plus. I don't know. When you said it, I put it out. It's right there in the whatchamajig.
Yeah, but I just watched it. I just watched it. It looks like
that just came out. That came out 2 weeks. No, that's fake.
Yeah, that's got to be fake. There's scenes from the last one.
Oh, fan made film then.
Yeah, that's fake. There's no scene. They just actually put out like the first 2 screenshots or production photos from the movie, 2 or 3 in a magazine last week. So I don't know.
Wog, you were duped. You were duped.
Rewind a little bit.
Listen, Riggs just said Indiana Jones 5, and so I said, "What about the trailer for it or something?" Yeah, that's what I meant, not the bitter in trailer. And then I Googled or YouTube Googled, and it came up with a bunch of stuff. But anyway.
So Indiana Jones, we grew up with it. We had Raiders of the Lost Ark. We had the Temple of Doom, and
I couldn't even watch Skull.
My favorite one was The Last Crusade, 1989.
Second,
and I didn't like Temple of Doom as much, but it was still
Kalima.
Cool for a little kid to watch a dude get his heart ripped out, and
for sure.
And then face melting in Raiders of the Lost Ark and all that good stuff. We had in my house we had some action figures from they were the same size as the G.I. Joes and the Star Wars.
So many
guys.
dead Nazis.
And so there was production hell for long time, and we got Indiana Jones 4, which was not great. Personally, for my money, I think sticking with the religious kind of archaeological finds and artifacts is probably more grounded than Aliens. But that brings us to Indiana Jones 5, and I don't know if I think warned you guys away from spoilers so I could or theories or leaked news to try to hit you over the head with it and get your reaction. So
this has become a reaction video.
Well, not really, because we're all too scared to show our faces. But we've got Indiana Jones 5 coming out, I guess, next year at some point. It's been delayed for COVID. It's been delayed for Harrison Ford breaking a hip or whatever. It's been delayed for rewrites. So there's a YouTube.
Was Chewbacca not available?
There's a YouTube guy who, if you're not familiar with, it's worth checking out. His name is Doomcock, and he is a guy who also doesn't show his face, but he has a persona. He's a Dr. Doom-like character who is living in the center of Earth, planning to take future ruler of Earth. It's a whole shtick. He's got hundreds of thousands of followers, and he traffics in a lot of this fanciful movie spoiler leaks, kind of stuff. And he's got a he hates Kathleen Kennedy and Disney and all things woke. I think he has some connection to the movie industry, which is why he's not
right. Well, he must,
showing his face.
Right. So, and he's got some side characters. a Cthulhu guy and a talking skull and all these kind of things, and it's it's entertaining, and take it all with a grain of salt, kind of stuff. So one of the things that he's been talking about for years, it seems like, is this internal war at Lucasfilm, where every week it seems like Kathleen Kennedy's about to get ousted. And obviously she keeps getting her contract renewed instead. So but he blames her, and as others do, for why Star Wars sucks now, and everything being woke and diversity casting, and all this kind of stuff. So Indiana Jones 5 has obviously Harrison Ford. It has, I think, Antonio Banderas is in there somewhere. Mads Mikkelsen is the main bad guy, and then Phoebe Waller-Bridge is the sidekick for Indiana Jones this time out. And you may remember her from she was the woke droid in the Solo movie. And I think she's one of these that everything she touches turns to shit. So, we've got the porn bots are in the chat. Hey, porn bots.
Yeah. Hey, porn. What's up?
So
our only followers.
Yeah. So, I think we hit a magic time when they find us, after an hour or something. So, we all pretend that Kingdom of the Crystal Skull never happened, but at the end of that movie, Indy married Marion Ravenwood, and his son Mutt was going to take over the family franchise, and obviously Shia LaBeouf had his problems. He's a topic for another episode.
He became
probably.
a saint.
Mm-hmm.
He's
right. So that's a topic for another episode probably. But he was troubled. We had some fun at his expense. 6 years ago, with his public art. And a bunch of internet autistic people chasing down his, flag and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, this movie is going to suck so hard that you'll wish that we had mutually assured destruction. Indiana Jones. You guys want me to get into the leaks? The supposed leaks.
Let's get into the leaks. I mean,
ruin
so
Christmas.
Far,
go ahead and ruin Christmas.
Yeah, I was just gonna say everything. We have Thanksgiving this week, so ruin Thanksgiving. Tell me everything that's horrible, or I can just ignore this, because I actually didn't even make it through Crystal Skull, and I think I was even really drunk, and I couldn't even make it through that.
We were together in the same movie theater, so I don't know.
I think I was really drunk.
Okay, but hopefully you weren't driving that day.
And
I don't remember it.
And the wacky tobacco, right?
No, I wasn't on the wacky tobacco yet.
But anyway, so this movie, Indiana Jones 4, obviously, they, there's no Nazis anymore. We're in the 50s now. We're dealing with communists and the Soviets. So Indiana Jones 5 is.
What about the Trump Nazis?
Well, we may get there at some point, So
Indiana Jones 2020.
Indiana Jones 5 takes place apparently, at least the movie starts in 1969. You've got the space race, kind of framing everything, and who were our space scientists but ex-Nazis, right? So Phoebe Waller-Bridge plays some kind of archaeology student or reporter, tracks down Henry Jones Jr., and they go on a search for some kind of MacGuffin. Also, the bad guys are after this MacGuffin. So the bad guys get the MacGuffin, and they go to Stonehenge or something, and then they open up a time portal. Phoebe Waller-Bridge goes through the time portal, and Indiana Jones reluctantly follows her. They are now in the 1930s, so he can fight the Nazis again, and they run into young Indiana Jones, who probably is going to be a deep fake, type situation.
Oh, for sure, CGI Max, yeah.
So then there's shenanigans. Old Indiana Jones is mortally wounded. Young Indiana Jones is blinked out of existence, and the Phoebe Waller-Bridges takes over the mantle. Young Indiana Jones never existed from that point forward, and she's going to be the new Indiana Jones, coming to you on Disney Plus as she searches for young Indiana Jones, who may or may not, be lost in time somehow. And Raiders of the Lost Ark never happened. Temple of Doom never happened. Last Crusade never happened, or it happened and it was Phoebe Waller-Bridges' character. And fortunately, that means that Kingdom of the Crystal Skull never happened. But unfortunately, we lose, we lose your childhood as a result.
Dead.
So this happened before any of the original trilogy.
Well, it would have, yeah. He would. What they go through the time portal and they wind up, in pre. I think was Raiders. I always get it confused. I think that Temple of Doom might actually canon wise be before Raiders of the Lost Ark. But
that's your homework assignment for next week, Riggs.
Yeah, I probably knew this at one point, but I think they don't actually line up.
No, I knew that they didn't. I just couldn't remember like how that all happened. I just know that the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull happens obviously much later than the original trilogy, and if this happens before that and like takes that and throws it out, like, wow, that's cray.
So they've replaced Indiana Jones with a young female lead, because of course they did, and we've gotten rid of the old dinosaur cis white male, straight cis white male, or whatever those that word salad is.
Well, he's been killed once, right? I mean, he's already been killed. Harrison Ford.
No. When was he killed?
In the Star Wars movie, they killed him.
They have to kill him. They have to kill him off everywhere because
he wanted to be.
He's all that is man.
Off. He'd been trying for almost 40 years to get himself killed off from that franchise. Yeah. So,
he's in the Bill Murray camp. Kill me now.
So, but I think this supposedly he likes Indiana Jones, and it was always just a question of having the right script, which I can't fathom that, like, he came back for Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, like that was the right script, like
no.
But for my money, I was big time into like the adventure games back in the mid to late 90s, the kind of point and text and graphical adventure games. So the Indiana Jones Fate of Atlantis was like a big one. I love the story in that game, so like that would have been a great Indiana Jones movie, or the premise of that. But obviously they never came to be. I know there were other books and games and different things, but the Young Indiana Jones TV show, I have the complete box set, somewhere from that. But yeah. So I mean, what do you guys think? You've taken Indiana Jones out of the equation and replaced him with a woke female character.
Well, I mean, there are so many.
So I guess I'll say this, that the director of the movie has come out and said, and it's the guy who did Logan and Deadpool 2, I think. So he's come out and said, "Oh, this isn't true. Like, don't believe these internet rumors." But it seems to be a pattern lately where anytime somebody catches wind of one of these, kind of insane subversions of property that people care about deeply, probably too deeply. I mean, He-Man was a big recent one where they totally, I guess that, the He-Man show that came out on Netflix was, kind of billed as this like return to greatness for the franchise, and Kevin Smith was involved, and it's going to be totally awesome. And then it was a total like role reversal. Like, I think they killed off He-Man in like the second episode or something, and and then the female Tila took over. And I mean, I can't imagine getting that spun up about He-Man. I didn't care for He-Man too much as a kid. It was stupid, in 1985.
It didn't even it never made sense. Like,
it was a toy commercial. I mean, they all were toy commercials, but some toy commercials I like better than others. I was G.I. Joe and Transformers, and He-Man never really resonated with me, but people really like He-Man, and this was a they took He-Man and flipped it on its head. So Kevin Smith famously at the time was calling all these people talking about internet leaks a liar, and he was going to be true to the character and all this kind of stuff, and it turned out to be total lies coming out of his mouth. So I get the same vibe from I think James Mangold is the director of this movie. And no, Kevin Smith is no longer my boy.
Okay.
Hasn't been for some time. I think he went off the rails. When he started on the Wacky Tobacco. So he was he made stoner comedy, but he wasn't a stoner, and now he's a stoner. And everything he's made since then sucks.
It's been garbage.
You must have enjoyed the latest Ace of Spades post on that.
Kevin Smith. Oh yes, yeah,
yes. Quite lengthy.
Yes, because it's always the crying Kevin Smith is every time without fail is going to be so we're gonna Black Panther, and it's just it's pathetic, and somebody's probably paying him for sure. So. But anyway, so I thought I'd throw that out there about Indiana Jones and see.
I mean, listen, having a reset and switching to a different character is not the basis, and it's a MO. But I would just throw out there that I like the kids are watching that the Netflix, but it's D&D basically. Spellbound, spell something. The kid. Anyway, it is very inclusive, but not like in your face, like stupid about all the stuff, all the things. It's just everybody's there doing things, and the story takes the lead, and that's what I think is the downfall. A lot of these like DEI like shows, they're so driven about the inclusion and the blah 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 that they lose sight of the fact that they're telling a story.
Well, there's also, it's not just that they have to be inclusive. That's fine. I mean, you can represent all kinds of people,
and that's where I'm at. Like it's
as long as it serves the plot, that's great. I think this is one of those cases where
it's a
my
shoehorn.
guess is not even that. My guess is the interpretation from people probably more like thinking like us is that you're doing it at the expense of a certain demographic, and you're going out of your way to remove that demographic and undermine that demographic and mock that demographic. So Indiana Jones is going to be, shown as a doddering old white fool, and he's going to be upstaged by the much smarter, better, and more dynamic, female lead that will then wipe out the dinosaur man, and we're going to have a Disney Plus show on the daring adventures of the female Indiana Jones.
Yeah, see, I'm not even like wound up on that because that just happens. It's when they do that and then they just suck. Like the stories suck.
Well,
Like
it all
everything
sucks.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is that like this for the merit, on the merit, right? They shoehorn this shit in there. I don't care. It could be frogs. Like I don't give a shit, right? It could be whatever it is, but they shove the shit in there, and then they're like, oh wait, now we have to write a story, and they suck. All these movies suck. They're horrible. The story's horrible. The characters are horrible. The cinematography is horrible. Everything's horrible. And they're like, oh, it's a whatever the hell, I won't even say. I'm like, this is it's a bad movie.
Yeah, but
Bad
because the
show.
core of it is unbelievable.
Exactly. Well,
No, but no, I mean
everything else.
that's the thing with Marvel. I mean that's the whole point. Is you're going to replace men with women, and a 120-pound woman is going to kick the shit out of the big bad whomever baddie it is. It's not believable. It's not believable.
It's not. It's not so much.
Yeah, I mean, in Indiana Jones,
I'm
a little different because you got I mean, you think of the Raiders of the Lost Ark, where it was an ad lib scene where you got the guy comes out swinging the sword, and then Indy pulls the pistol and blows the guy away. And
I mean,
Harrison Ford had the flu that day, and he was just like, "F this,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna ad lib this scene," and they kept it in the movie.
Indy in general has not been he's a hunky
but
dude, but
to Turn's
super
point,
machismo.
That is definitely a point of criticism that a lot of people talking about this stuff take, is that it's unbelievable. I mean, I haven't seen the new Black Panther movie. I don't know when I'm going to see the new Black Panther movie. I imagine that the Shuri character, who probably weighs, Letitia Wright, I think, is the actress. She probably weighs, 110 pounds, dripping wet. And she's probably, kicking the ass of, much larger, stronger, male characters, and I mean, maybe that didn't happen in the movie. I don't know. But I think she's, Black Panther now, or temporarily until the next Black Panther takes over. But that's kind of
but wait a second. I mean, that was the whole that was the enduring factor.
That happens in every single movie, guys.
No, it doesn't. Not in the new ones. Not in the new ones. What was the enduring factor of Indiana Jones? He had his weaknesses, right? He hated snakes.
Yeah.
Name me
the ladies.
Name me the new female power, whatever, can conquer the world that has
that is weaknesses. An actual fully built character
that has None any weaknesses.
It's more than that. More than that. It's any weakness, any personality, anything. All of it's garbage. That's what I'm saying.
But that was exactly the point with Indiana Jones, is you knew he had well-developed weaknesses, things that
he couldn't land an airplane.
Land an airplane. He hated snakes. Right? There was kryptonite to Indiana Jones. There was kryptonite to Indiana Jones, and
totally
you don't
agree
that none of the replacement characters. That was the whole thing with Star Wars, where I can't even remember her name. What the new Hell Jedi, right? No weaknesses. Superwoman, right? I mean, zero weaknesses.
Jedi powers that no one had ever seen before, didn't need any training,
That is the kiss of death. That is the weakness in all of it.
It's terrible storytelling, and that's what I was trying to say, guys. It's horrible storytelling. Your characters, nobody gives a shit about, and it's not just the movies we're talking about, the blockbuster movies. It's all of the movies. They're bad, man. They're just bad. You don't give a shit about who the person is you're looking at. So that's why, like, when you talk, Turn, you talked about Marvel earlier. I agree on certain things, and I disagree on certain things. Like, I liked Hawkeye because it was like down to earth. Okay, like it was very sort of basic. You knew Hawkeye; he was built up correctly in Phase 1. You understood how that whole thing went. I didn't like Jesus, Moon Knight. I didn't know Moon Knight to start with, but like no character development, like, and not like a little bit to understand what this person's in a situation for, but like no real character, but like I don't care about him, right? I don't care about the whole series. You got a little bit of caring in Loki because you knew Loki from the movies, but if you just take the show as it were, you didn't give a shit about Loki either. That's the problem. Is bad storytelling, bad cinematography, whatever you want to call it. It's just terrible. And by and large, the focus of a lot of these woke pieces is that the woke takes the precedence, and the story is just garbage.
Yeah, but that's because the characters in the woke can have no weaknesses. What makes these stories
exactly
what makes these stories powerful, and the Indiana Jones stories powerful,
overcoming
is their
adversity.
weaknesses, is that they're human, is that and then every effort to supplant or replace them
exactly
is a supplant and replacement of somebody that is superhuman, right? It's it's usually a woman that is superhuman and has no weakness, is the most intelligent, the strongest, and what have you, and it destroys the story, completely destroys the story.
And I would just say I agree with you, except that it's usually a woman. It's usually someone of some unspecified or specified gender that takes that role, and it doesn't even matter because it's a bad role. They haven't built up the pluses and the minuses and the grief and the struggle and the strife. They haven't built any of that up. They just said this person is a alphabet soup or a woman, or listen, normal normal women are not even cool anymore. It's got to be some bent on something, and now they're invincible. So that's what I'm saying, Tim.
Well, there's definitely a girl power, angle in a lot of these things. So you had, Captain Marvel in the Marvel movies was invincible. I think she got punched pretty good by Thanos, there. But basically,
but then she ripped his ship in half. But I agree.
Basically invincible. You've got Ray was basically invincible. Going back into other mediums, you have Wolverine was replaced by a female in the comic books. Thor was replaced by a female in the comic books. Iron Man was replaced by a female in the comic books, and now is going to be replaced by a female on Disney Plus. And I guess that character's in the Black Panther movie.
Ironheart. It's her genesis.
Yeah, it's a terrible character. So, but
we'll see. I mean, it might be the same thing with my kids. I'll tell them that there's only the original trilogy and of Star Wars, and there's only the original Infinity Saga for Marvel. That's it.
Isn't that the plot of the Last Crusade? I mean, one of the plot pieces of it is that Indiana Jones is seduced and defeated by a woman.
Mm-hmm.
That's the plot. That's one of the plot pieces.
But it's in intrigue.
And he has to go back.
Is it Eskimo Brothers? Is that the he's Eskimo Brothers with his dad?
Yes, it is.
No, well, the remember he has to return to Berlin.
League.
Go get the book.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Yep.
No. Well, I mean, that's the likability of Indiana Jones is the fact that his character has so many flaws.
Right.
That's the likability. He overcomes them. That's
he's
the
likability. He's a middling college professor by day and a grave robber by night.
Basically,
a bunch of weaknesses.
Yes.
Including young women, like.
But But that's not the plot that you see in the new stuff. It's
he's just a worn out old man paraded out in front of the cameras once more.
no, but I mean,
For the sole purpose of having him humiliated and replaced.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, but then the replacements are superstars, right? I mean, they have no weaknesses. I mean, they're awesome.
Yep.
Well, I think that's what we're expecting in here. I think that's the expectation.
100%.
Zero storytelling.
Exact. Then that's my point, Tim. It's just about ramrodding some kind of superstar in there to try to make bank, and then it's just horribly put together. Horribly put together. Anyway.
So I guess we'll see. I'm not sure when this is. Maybe this article I have up tells us when it's coming out.
I'm gonna watch it because I'm an Indiana Jones diehard, so I'll have to watch it.
Well, they're expecting you to watch it. That's why, because of that reason. So I'm not going to watch it because it's impossible to get to the movies these days with 5 kids.
Well, I'm not going to the movies anyway.
And, I don't have any of these streaming services that it would show up on. I was tempted. I think they were showing. I think they had the Thor movie for $9 on Blu-ray at Walmart today. So I was tempted to pick it up, but
well, I will say that the Love and Thunder movie was fun. It was a fun movie. Was it worth buying forever? Probably not. I watched it once. That's all. I'll probably watch it. So
this guy's saying we're going to get a trailer before Thanksgiving. So I guess we'll have something to talk about next time.
Yeah. Hey, y'all traveling for Thanksgiving or sticking around? Because we could do another show.
We're gonna be staying put. So
nice.
I think Turn's plans are up in the air right now.
Unknown at the
moment. Yeah. So I don't know if you want to end here or do we?
Although I have to point out, you have a marijuana drink in your banners there, buddy.
Is that what this is?
Yeah, that's yeah.
Okay.
Can group's a big one.
Guess because I'm talking to you, it knows what.
Yeah. Hey, you're on a live stream with that jerk.
But yeah, so this was the first shot of. I think we've seen some leaked, set photos, but this was the first shot of old Indy. And then
is that the Chinese guy from the? I thought his face melted off.
No, this is Mads Mikkelsen. So he just looks like that guy.
So they're just like cloning.
No, it's just another guy that looks like that other guy. This is 1969. What was Raiders of the Lost Ark was 1936 or something. So
So that was still cool, I guess.
Yeah. So.
Well, man, I bet it will be entertaining. But then you walk out of the movie going, "What? Huh? I don't understand."
Yeah, but why aren't they should all take the Top Gun playbook?
Maverick. We haven't talked Maverick, but next time maybe.
I haven't seen it yet.
Oh my God. So watch it before next time, and we'll talk about it.
Okay. Yeah, I'll try. But I think listening to other people, the way to go was to see it on IMAX, and I think I missed the boat on that. It's probably playing somewhere, but
pretty BA. It's pretty BA. I watched it on a plane, so it's BA on a plane. I was all excited.
So it's probably badass on a smartwatch,
Smartwatch. I had the thing in the seat, so like
it wasn't bad. But it's not much bigger, than your phone.
No, it's a little bit bigger than your phone. Yeah. But
I'm saying it's cool. If it's cool, like it's probably cool on a postage stamp size screen too.
Yeah.
But I think the way to go is supposedly the IMAX way.
I could imagine that is true because the shit that goes down with the jets doing what they're doing, it's pretty BA.
All right.